Well, hello everyone. My name's Charles Minette from Monitor Audio Group, and I'm the design director, and I'm joined by Michael Hedges, the technical director of Monitor Audio Group, and we're here to introduce the Concept 50 loudspeaker for Monitor Audio. We've created this loudspeaker as part of our 50th birthday celebrations. Monitor Audio was founded in 1972, and Michael and I, we really wanted to create a totally new statement loudspeaker that look forward and not backwards. So the way we did this is 3 years ago, more than I think, we started talking about creating a loudspeaker around a new drive unit configuration. So we used the drive unit configuration as our inspiration, and this is what we resulted in. Something very unique, very different, and what I'll do now is hand over to Michael to start talking about some of the technical features.
Yeah, so we've got 4 key technology stories that we want to talk to you today about. The first one is the 3rd gen micro-pleated diaphragm tweeter. The first gen was our Platinum 2G, and we've just launched the Synergy Cinema system with our 2nd gen in. This is a new version. We're focused on linearity and improving the waveguide, and then making the product, the tweeter, more compact so it can fit inside what we're calling the array, which is our second story that we want to talk about. The array is a 6 mid-range driver array with a tweeter in the middle. Each mid-range driver has a very wide bandwidth, enabling an easy crossover to both the tweeter but also to the bass driver. The 6 mid-range drivers add up to have a surface area of greater than the Platinum 2G 100mm mid-range driver, and integrate into the whole system as an acoustic point source. So we have the tweeter in the middle of the mid-range drivers, and the bass drivers in the middle of the tweeter as well. The third thing we're talking about is our force cancelled bass driver arrangement, which is a little bit unique. So we have the bass driver modules at the top here and underneath the mid pod. Each module is 2 8-inch bass drivers bolted together, and they're bolted together before they go into the cabinet and wired through to a single set terminals. They then hold the 2 cabinets together, with the central section being not structural, it's floating onto the cabinet, and they're the only structural element that holds these 2 cabinets apart all the way down. There's 4 bolts that hold those drive units in, and they're force cancelled, so their momentum's cancelled because they basically point at each other, and when one moves in, the other one moves in as well, cancelling the momentum and therefore cancelling the vibrations. So they were only left with one more type of vibration from the pressure wave that's inside the box, which is unavoidable, and that's where we are looking at our 4th point, which is the cabinet construction. So I'll just hand back to Charles to talk about the cabinet.
Yeah, so the loudspeaker cabinet construction, we used a new material. We wanted to move away from what we have on our conventional wooden box loudspeakers, and we've used a new acrylic polymer. It's a solid surface material which is mixed a combination of acrylic and a very high mineral content. This allows us to create an incredibly rigid cabinet. This cabinet is thermoformed and bonded together to create an exoskeleton, and we have the port tube fully integrated into that structure as well. What's really great is because we're forming all of these elements together, elements like the port tube we can use to help aid the bracing of the cabinet, so it's a unified structure. And then also, it's incredibly dense. That density helps make the cabinet even more rigid and the speaker much more stable. Each one of these speakers is 96 kilos at the moment. At the moment, Concept 50 is just a prototype, but we are taking this to production. We intend to get this into production at some point this winter, and that will be made in the UK at our facility in Rayleigh, Essex. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. Obviously, the aesthetic as well is very, very different. There are 11 drive units in each loudspeaker, which is a lot, and most flagship statement loudspeakers all put these on the front or the side, and they become quite technology forward, and we wanted to avoid that. We wanted to make it a little bit more approachable, to hide the technology a little bit. So that's one of the key things we did. We worked as a unified design team with the acoustic team, and we developed the whole product in unison to ensure that we could keep these things discreet but also not impact the audio performance. In the end, actually bringing all of these units together and hiding them has improved the audio performance by getting the bass drivers much, much closer to the mid-range, to the array, means we've got everything together as a point source. Okay, yeah, I think that's all we've got to talk about.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.